Brooks from Drag Times here. I'm here with my second video with my new Lamborghini EVO Huracan LP640-4, the all-wheel drive version. I'm going to do some benchmark testing with the different launch control modes in this car. There's two launch control modes in the manual. We got race start, and then we got thrust start or launch mode. So I'm going to go over both those. I'm going to show you exactly what each of them does. Then we're going to do some 0 to 60 testing. Weather is pretty nasty. I mean, you go outside here in South Florida for 10 minutes and it feels like you're soaking wet. So it's super high humidity. Shouldn't affect the launch too much, although you can get a little more boost off the line. Not boost because it's not turbo, but a little more oomph off the line with good weather. Nevertheless, we should get a good idea of what this car is capable of. We're on these stock Pirelli P0 tires here. We got a couple thousand miles on them. I dropped the pressure to 28 cold. It should push up to about 30 when hot. And then after we do the testing, I'm probably going to throw my Toyo R88Rs on. I got a couple of sets here that I can put on. And actually, on second thought, maybe I'll just get a brand new set of Toyos from Tire Scanner. And that leads me into the sponsor of this video. I don't know about you, but I go through quite a bit of tires back here. And there's one thing I cannot stand, and that is number one, getting ripped off on tires because I buy a lot of them. And number two is sitting at the tire shop and waiting and waiting and waiting for these tires to be installed, or scheduling the time, getting there, being delayed, and so forth. So what this service does is it connects you with tire installers throughout the country. You simply order your tires online and they schedule an appointment with you at your work or your home and just come out with the tires with a mobile truck. They got all the top of the line equipment in there. I trust them with my Lamborghini Huracan, my McLaren 720S. I've even had them install tires on my Ford GT right here at my house. And not only is it super convenient that they come out to your house and do the install with the top of the line equipment, it's actually cheaper than ordering those tires from a tire shop and going there and have them installed. Or if you prefer, you can have the tires shipped to your local shop and have them install the tires. I have absolutely saved a ton of money and time by using this service. So bring up tirescanner.com here. See, I got 2020 Tesla Model 3 Performance. That's a tire size, 235/3520, and my zip code. Hit search. It'll search all the tires here. Here's the Michelin 4S that I have in my car. You click on there, select see the 3 deals, and basically just drop in how many tires you want. Let's say I want 2. Click on buy now. And there you go. Select your time and what you want to install. So here we go. This is on here. I can actually get them installed tomorrow. Tire Scanner also has a peace of mind guarantee. You could check that on their website, and also has excellent ratings on the Trustpilot website. Check out the links in the description for a link to Tire Scanner and use that drag coupon for your discount. Stop! Wow, Randy. You've outdone yourself with this thing. How are you, man? Oh, jeez. Insane. What a car. Jeez. So CCX, soon to be CCXR.
Well, it is a CCXR now.
It is already is.
Yep.
And that's with upgrading the superchargers.
Superchargers, blow off. We have a blow off valve now. This is a one of one.
One of one. That looks heavy.
You want something crazy? That's my wheel lock.
Get out.
It's my center lock. Fucking
look at the wrench for that.
I know.
How much torque you need to use that?
Center lock down is 8. I think it's almost 800 foot-pounds. And it's all been redone. So I mean, it's, you know, it's essentially not a new car, but it's definitely a newer car.
All right, so here we go. We got all the gear. We got my iPhone. We got the camera for the tack. We got the microphone run out to the back. Mount for mounting the draggy. Camera to show the system here. And the camera to show me driving there. And the draggy. It is a lot of stuff to get set up. Give a little start. Corsa mode. That NAV10, really, really hard to beat, except for maybe the NAV12. Nevertheless, when Lambo comes out the dual clutch, Aventador, whatever the successor is for that car, I'm definitely in. right, so here we are. Now, if you look down here at the LVDI system, that's Lamborghini Dynamic Vehicle Information, you can see you got all-wheel steering angles, front and rear steering, and you got the all-wheel drive percentage from the front and the rear. So as soon as I hit the brakes, it goes completely to the rear. As soon as I jump on the accelerator a little bit, you can see the split going from 40 to 60 to 30. I mean, it's kind of all over the place. Now, there's two ways to launch the car. There is Corsa mode, which I'm going to select down here. This is the one that comes from the Performante screen, and you turn ESC off as well. So you got ESC off, Corsa mode. That's the standard way you launch the car. That's going to be all-wheel drive and give you the best times. Now, you can also launch the car in sport mode, and as we can see by what I'll demonstrate, it does the torque split different from front to rear, and I'm thinking we'll be able to see that on the display down here. So first up, let's do a launch control in the best possible scenario to get best time, and that would be Corsa mode with ESC off. So let's go to that. We got ESC off, and let's give it a try. Here we go, come to a complete stop. Full throttle. The 0 to 60 on the V-Box comes in at just 2.5 seconds. That could be 2.4. I actually forgot to hit record on the Draggy. I think it recorded it too though, but I didn't get video. So let's try it again with the video setting and see what we get. Now I'm recording on the Draggy. Let's try it again so we can get the Draggy video. Wow, this thing is moving. 0 to 60 again, 2.5 on the V-Box. The Draggy's not showing the roll that. It shows like 2.6 or 2.7. And the quarter mile on the street just came in at 10.4. Wow, that's pretty good stuff. Now let's give it a couple more tries, see if we can get any better. I felt like the first launch was better. So let's just try it again. That was moving. Here we go. That was better. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, I'm going to try the sport launch, which is going to change down here the all-wheel drive split. So here we go. We're in sport, ESC off, and now watch what a difference the launch makes in this mode. Here we go. Sport launch. Let's do it. Whoa! A lot of spin. And as you can see, the 0 to 60 is like a full second off. It's pushing most of the power to the rear wheels on that. It's almost like burnout mode where you can get the tires really, really spinning. I mean, this spun completely through first and some of second gear as well. That's kind of fun. Let's try it again. Here we go. Sport mode launch, try 2. Let's stop. It feels like the rear wheel drive Evo that I test drove before. Spins actually a little bit more, almost like in that sport mode when it let all the power out too. So it's interesting, you could almost drive this car as far as launching it with that rear wheel drive. It'd be nice if it would do that all the time, but unfortunately, it only throws the power to the rear wheels during that initial launch. And then I think when you hit second gear, it goes ahead and starts throwing some of the power to the front. We'll look at the display and see what it showed here when I hit second gear. It feels like the rear wheel drive Evo that I test drove before. I gotta say, it's pretty impressive on these P0 tires how this car is hooking and doing 0 to 60 in 2.5, maybe 2.4 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and head back, regroup, grab all the data together, and kind of do a summary of what we got here today. All right, so as for the all-wheel steering, as you can see down here, you can see my steering angle back and forth. I'm gonna do a quick U-turn here to see how much the rear steering actually is turning here. As you can see, I'm gonna go full lock on this top and 3%. So 29 up front and 3%, or 3 degrees, sorry, not percent, in the back. That really allows you to kind of rip off some pretty cool, tight U-turns without having to do 3-point turns. So as you can see, even moving back and forth, you can see a half a degree of rear wheel steering coming back and forth. So pretty cool that you can monitor that. As for watching this screen, it is really cool to watch, but if you're doing anything dynamic with the car, there is no way you're looking down here. So maybe this is more for the passenger to look at, because if you're driving fast and doing road course stuff, there's no way you're seeing what's going on down here. But nevertheless, little demo of the all-wheel steering and the system where you can see what's happening. I think I'm going to maybe put a camera on the rear wheel back there to see if you can see. I mean, 3 degrees is not a lot, but might be enough for you to actually see it kind of moving in and out. I did take off the rear wheel to weigh it. You can actually see the added hardware in the back. I'll put a picture up here in the rear where the actuator or motor is that's actually moving the rear wheels back and forth. And interestingly enough, there's also a huge cooling duct on the rear brakes, which you can see in this picture, and it kind of routes down below. And there's like a little NACA duct underneath the car that's bringing in fresh air to the rear brakes. The old Huracan definitely did not have that. So let's go here again. I'm gonna do this little roundabout and we'll see how much the steering really moves. So there you go. You can see 2.8, 2.8, 2.9. It does take some getting used to, because when you're going at slow speeds and you're turning, the car just really acts very nimble. So coming from the Huracan from before, it takes some getting used to. I've had the car a couple weeks, and now I'm totally used to it. All right, so there you go. Now we wrap up with testing of the Huracan EVO. Now Lamborghini doesn't tell you in the manual what race start is versus thrust mode. It just says race start is an immediate acceleration, thrust mode is for the best acceleration. Nevertheless, as you saw in the video, thrust mode is the one to use. It offers like an 80-20 split all-wheel drive. 0 to 60 came in at just 2.51 seconds. That thing is ripping on the street, and that's on these 2,000-mile-old regular Pirelli P0 tires, not even that sticky. And now the race mode, that, as you saw in the video, shoves all the power to the rear. No power is going to the front. That thing ripped off 0 to 60. I think it said 3.3 on the Draggy. With rollout, it's probably like 3.1. Not terrible. Pretty much what the rear-wheel drive Huracan does anyways. Nevertheless, those are the results. On the quarter-mile front, the car ran 10.4 at almost 132 miles an hour. That is really fast in these conditions. The weather just absolutely sucks right now. DA was like 2,300, just super humid and nasty. I believe this car is probably going to go 10.2 at 134 miles an hour when the weather cools off at a drag strip. Yes, of course, my old Huracan did go 10.3 at the drag strip. Weather was really good. Those were on Toyo tires as well, and the mile an hour was the same as it is now with this weather. So you can see that Evo's definitely just that, an evolution of the Huracan. Definitely a little faster. Not miles faster, but it will definitely go quicker. Nevertheless, what did you think of Randy's Koenigsegg jumping in for a little action there? That thing is unbelievable. I hope Randy brings that by and we could do some more testing on that. So in summary, 2.5 to 60 on the street, quarter mile 10.4 on the street. Really impressed with the car. And we got a lot of stuff coming. My Ferrari F8 Tributo is in the US. I think it leaves tomorrow from Texas to come down here to Florida. I might actually have that car this weekend, so make sure you follow me on Instagram at dragtimescom, because I give some more frequent updates on there. Nevertheless, we got a lot of cool stuff coming, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and you'll get notified. Thanks for watching.